Question number 15. This is a bit of a tricky question. These little blocks of questions that have a lot of steps, so hang in there. On the grand staff below, both staves, this is the treble and this is the bass staff, on both of them draw the key signature named above each measure. After the key signature on the treble staff, draw the notes of the tonic triad or the one chord. After the key signature on the bass staff, draw only the root of each tonic triad. Use whole notes. Oh. Good news is B and C are pretty simple. It's the A that's going to take a little thinking. So take a breath and remember that you have as much time as you need and not as much time has passed as you think it has by this point in the test. So just take a breath and think with me. Remember back on question number 12. There he is, question number 12. If you haven't looked at question number 12 or question number 13 in the videos yet, you might want to do that, okay? Because especially question number 13 is going to have a lot to do with question number 15. And you want to use the test as often as possible to help you solve the test. Basically, what we're about to do is think the other way around the same question that we answered on question number 13. So we're going to flip it upside down. In question number 13, we were using the number of sharps and the number of flats in order to identify what the name of the key was. In question number 15, we're given the name and we need to find out how many sharps or flats there are. All right? So, in this question, we said, question number 13, we said that if it is a sharp key, you go to the last sharp and then up one letter. So now we're going to go to the letter and then we are going to go back one to find how many sharps it has, okay? So unless it says a flat next to it or it's the key of F, remember F has one flat, B flat. Other than that, if it has a flat next to it, it's going to be a flat key and you'll use the flat rules. If it doesn't have a flat next to it, it's a sharp key, all right? So G. In order to find out how many sharps G has, you take G and you go back one letter. Back one letter from G is F, F sharp. So the last sharp in the key of G is F. Let's look back at our question number 12 here. Find F. Oh, it's the first sharp, so it's all by itself. So we will simply write F sharp in the treble, F sharp in the bass. Oh, earthquake. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, folks. Tremors today. All right, that's how we know what this key is. Let's skip over to the other sharp key. We know it's a sharp key because it doesn't have a flat next to it and it's not the key of F, okay? Next, E major. So we're going to go back one letter, right? What letter comes before E? D. So D would be the last sharp, going back to question number 12. D is the last sharp. That means that F, C, G, and D are all sharped in this key. So let us F, C, G, and D are all sharped in E major. F, C, G, D. Can we double check that? In order to know that the sharp key is correct, you go to the last sharp and then up a letter. Perfect. Okay? Now, our flat key. Do you remember our rule to find out the flats? With the flats, I hesitate to show you because the answer's on that one, right? But it's very nice when the test answers the test. With the flats, you have to go back one flat, right? So if you're going back one flat, then the second flat from the end better be a B flat. So go to B flat in your list and then go up one because we had to go back to get its name. So we're going to do the reverse. We're going to go up one. So if its name, if the key's name is B flat, then we go up one. It has two flats, B flat and E flat. And look at that, B flat and E flat. It's all consistent. So we're going to draw B flat and an E flat. All right. Now, that was the hard part. Whew. I'm going to pause for a couple beats. Remember, what we're doing is we're just using the rule that we had on 12 and 13, and we're reversing it. We're starting with the end information and going back, and the other one we were starting with the key with the number of sharps and going forward. So you should be able to do that both ways. Now you know why studying music makes you smarter, among other things. Finally, we get to the easy parts, B and C. After the key signature, the hard part, on the treble staff, draw the notes of the tonic chord. Remember, the tonic, 1, key note from question number 14 up above. All right? Key note. So, G, B, D, tonic triad, the 3 notes stacked in thirds. That's it. Okay? B flat, you don't need to write the flat next to it because it's in your key signature. So you have B flat, D, F. Stack them in thirds. Last, E, G, B. Hooray! After the key signature on the bass staff, draw the root. What is the root? It's key note. G, B flat, and E. Hooray! I promised that B and C was not so bad for this one. And the other one isn't either. Being able to think through those key signatures is very important, very beneficial, and not as painful after you figure it out.